All right, we're back here with Caleb Preston, giving us that wonderful information about private lending and helping us understand the structure and the way to contact and find private lenders to be able to do your deals. I mean, you might have thought you were stuck because you didn't have the money or you didn't have the ability to get a loan, but now you're discovering that you're not. And so, Caleb, I want to expound upon the idea that you said earlier, which was the deal kind of matters more than you because this is not the bank. So how do I need to have my deal set up to make it attractive to a private lender? I mean, we can all say a good deal, but what is that from the opposite side? As you've done private lending and worked in that space, when you are evaluating or someone's bringing a deal to you, how do I need to have my deal structured to be able to present it to you in a way that you find it attractive?
You bet. Yeah, I'll be happy to. So I'd say the first thing is you actually have control of the deal. There's a lot of people that are kind of bird dog or trying to find deals for a finder fee. And that just gets really annoying as a private investor. When someone reaches out to you and say, hey, I've got this amazing deal, but they're the third guy in line, or they might know somebody whose cousin's brother's babysitter has a deal kind of thing. And that's just annoying. So come with your own deal, right? If you've got control of it, you've got the opportunity. And then if I'm going to lend money, make sure it's first position. When you're borrowing money on a property, the order of how here's a step back for a second. Mark, if you have a deal and I'm going to lend you money on your deal today, and you own the property free and clear, I'm going to lend you money so you can go to your deal. I'm first position. If my brother lent money to you tomorrow, he'd be second position. And if my cousin lent you money the day after, he'd be third position. It's chronological order of time as those loans are recorded against the title on your property. So whoever's in first position has really the first right to foreclose and take back that deal. So let's say, Mark, your deal went bad. I had to foreclose, take it back. Then I'm first in line. I'm ahead of my brother and my cousin. So when you're coming to an investor, bring them a first position opportunity where there's not already a loan on the property, not a bank or any other person. That's really important. So having control of the deal, offering a first position opportunity if you're looking to borrow money. And I would just say, make sure you got a really clear plan. And that's not just for the investor's benefit. That's for your own benefit of coming out successful. Have you thought through your exit strategy? Do you have realistic expectations around the cost to remodel, fix and flip this property? Or what's the reality of a buy and hold strategy to make it a long-term rental? How bank financeable are you going to be? Or what's your exit strategy once you're done fixing it up? Are you gonna sell it? Do you have enough margin to make a profit and pay them off? Are you gonna refinance it? If so, do you already have relationships where you know you can be in a spot with your credit score and your income to actually qualify for a bank loan? So really think through, what's the exit strategy? And then I would say the big thing, the heart of the issue is often going to be what's the equity in the property. So there's a term called loan to value. You probably already heard it before this video, but basically if you've got a property worth $100,000 and I lend you 50,000, I'm at 50% loan to value. I've lent you half the value in today's market of that property. So often having your investors going to want to have an appraisal or a broker, opinion of value, depending on the deal, to really get a third party opinion of what's that property worth. So being in reality with that value. If you're trying to fudge the numbers, or if someone else is, the investor that's experienced is going to see right through that, and you're going to lose that trust. And then I would say for your personal ability, what's your ability to actually make the payments? Is it a commercial property with income producing ability? If so, have accurate numbers, have copies of lease agreements, bank statements, show what the true income is on that cash flowing real estate. If there's not any income there, then come with your own financials to show, hey, here's what I've got. And if you're weak, if you don't have a whole lot of income or your taxes don't show a lot of money, that's okay. Could you get a co-signer or somebody else to sign with you who maybe is in a stronger financial position to help bridge that gap? But once again, it comes back to the real estate, first position on a quality piece of property with a good loan to value, and an investor is probably going to want to move forward if it's well thought through.
So let's dive a little deeper into that and kind of break those up a little bit, because two of the points kind of go together, right? So the loan to value on the property, right? You want that to be a certain amount so that if you have to take the property back because I loaned you the money, your deal fell through and you couldn't complete the deal, yes, my collateral as the lender is now I get to take ownership of that property. But yes, I loaned you a certain amount of money that I want to make sure I make back. So the more, like you said, equity or space above what you're using from me and what the house could sell for, more guarantees that I'll be able to get my money back and plus some for the time I spent giving it to you. And that's why first position is important because I have the first right to foreclose. I'm not waiting on someone else in front of me to foreclose while I'm still sitting here second and third position, which means second or third lender to you. And so I get paid second or third. Am I explaining
Exactly.
that correctly? Can you run?
Super well said. I wouldn't add anything to it. I think better than I did. You nailed it, man. So
No, I mean, I just know that I remember going
yeah,
through those things and hearing those terms. And sometimes, like, we might have read it in a book, but connectivity is what matters as a concept. You know what I mean? Like, the
really agree.
lender is thinking, what if this goes bad? Because, say, go ahead.
And I just want to add this too. So I've been on the side of lending a lot of money, not always my own, other investors. I've also been on the side of borrowing a lot of money. And I just want to say that it's a big deal. I mean, our culture makes borrowing money just an everyday occurrence, right? I buy money for my TV, buy money for my car, my house, whatever. But the reality is when you're going to sign your name on the dotted line, even for an investment deal, you got to really come knowing the weight of that decision you're making. Yes, you can make money in this deal. Yes, real estate's an incredible vehicle to build wealth and freedom and all those things for your family, but know that it comes with a risk. So for your own well-being, your own health of your family, your finances, and all that, make sure that you understand the weight of it. If you're going to borrow 50, 100, $500,000 from somebody on a deal, make sure you know that you're ready to carry that responsibility on your shoulders, that you're going to be able to follow through with the right team, the right strategy, to help pay that back. Because if not, if you have to be the one with a deal crashing down, investors coming after you, trying to sue you for judgments, take your property back, that is just, I've walked through some of that. That is a really painful place to be. And so just know that that's the flip side. And investing always has risk. So not only for the investor, but for yourself, make sure you really think through the ramifications of, am I willing to take this risk? And most of the time, it's not an issue. But I don't want to beat around the bush of, you're going to be on the hook for cash. And so make sure you know the weight of that going into that decision.
And that's why I thank you for being here, because that's the real deal, right? It's doable, it's possible, it's out there. But that's why continued education, being able to talk to somebody like you, having access to somebody like you, and that's why I'm so grateful for you being here, is these are the conversations that, like you said, having a mentor that's not financially invested in you doing the deal and is just providing you the information to make sure that you go through it properly. That's what this is. It's the possibility and mixed with the reality.
Yeah.
But education, knowledge, continued, development of a skill gives you more certainty. It mitigates the risk because you understand what you're doing. You're not at the mercy of the deal. You're not at the mercy of the contractor. You're not at the mercy of the market. Like, you took the time and, like you said, have a plan, but each part of your plan has the due diligence put into it to where you have, like Kobe Bryant would say, you're not perfect, but you're as close to perfect as you can be, knowing you'll never be perfect. And you're more comfortable. And that's how you can even, like you said, come to you as the lender in a more comfortable position and put you at ease, because I do have a good LTV. I do have first position. I do have control of the property. I'm limiting not only the risk factors that I have to deal with, but I'm presenting a deal to you that limits the risk factors that you have to deal with.
Exactly.